The poem Tithonus has been written by Alfred Lord Tennyson. The theme of the poem is aging and immortality, and natural order should not be disturbed. It is a dramatic monologue written in blank verse. The figures of speech used here are alliteration, simile, metaphor, personification, parallelism, and felicity of expression and word painting. Let's start the poem. The woods decay. The woods decay and fall. See here, the poet is using parallelism to express how slowly the woods also, that is the forest, the trees, they grow, decay and fall. The vapors weep their burthen to the ground. That is, even the vapors, they turn into clouds and then they fall down on earth as rain, removing their burden. Man comes and tills the field and lies beneath. That is, man also comes to this earth, tills the field, that is, completes his duties, and then finally he dies and remains buried under the ground. And after many a summer dies the swan. See, alliteration is rampantly used. You can see in almost every line. So, even swan, one of the most beautiful creature, also lives for many summers and then finally dies. Me, see the emphasis on me. Only cruel immortality, that is, I have got painful everlasting life, consumes, that is, it seems that immortality is consuming me away. I wither slowly in thine arms. That is, I'm drying up. I am getting old in your arms. Here at the quiet limit of the world. That is, now he is living in the eastern horizon, which is the home of Eos. It is a quiet place, right? No human beings live there. A white-haired shadow roaming like a dream. That is, now. Here the poet is using metaphor. He has become very old, right? That is, his hair is white and his body has withered and he looks like a shadow roaming like a dream. Again, you have got simile. The ever silent spaces of the east. Now, you can feel here how he is living a lonely life, far folded mists and gleaming halls of morn. That is, far away. Now he is not living on the earth, he is living in the eastern sky, which is a region covered with mist and shiny halls of morn. That is the eastern sky. So alas, for this grey shadow, once a man so glorious in his beauty, and thy choice, who madest him thy chosen, that he seemed to his great heart none other than a god. He says, alas, expressing his sorrow. This grey shadow, the present condition of Tithonus, he was once a man so glorious and renowned for his beauty that he was chosen by Eos as her husband, and at that time his ambitious heart, great heart, ambitious heart, he himself had felt as if he was none other than a god. I would ask thee, give me immortality, then didst thou grant mine, asking with a smile, like wealthy men who care not how they give. So now at that time he was so much in love with her, so proud of his youth and beauty, that he asked Eos, give me the boon of immortality. And she gave him with a smile, just like wealthy men who do not care how much wealth they are giving in charity. But thy strong hours indignant work their wills. Now, but thy strong hours, he is addressing time, that is the ravages of time. They were indignant, they were angry, that is, a human being is daring to go against the nature. So they were angry and they worked their will. That is, with time, he started growing old and beat me down and marred and wasted me. That is, time, of course, defeated me. Remember, Tithonus is a human being. And marred and wasted me. That is, I was disfigured and I was wasted. That is, slowly his body, the physical strength was going down. And though they could not end me, again the ravages of time. So he says they could not end me, that is, I did not die. Left me maimed. Now maimed means wounded or injured, to dwell in presence of immortal youth. Now see here the tragedy. Now we all grow old together, so there is no problem. But here his companion, she has not only immortality but immortal youth. Now see, immortal age beside immortal youth. You can quote this line in your answer. And all I was in ashes. So here yours is still young and beautiful, and his body has almost turned into ashes. That is, his former beauty and glory are all gone. Can thy love, thy beauty make amends, though even now? So he's asking her, can your love, your beauty, can it make some amendments, though even now? Close over us the silver star, thy guide. So he says that even at this time, the silver star, that is the planet Venus or the morning star, which is the heralding of dawn, that is the guide of Eos, is quite close to us, shines in those timorous eyes that fill with tears to hear me. But he can see that even Eos can understand his pain, and in her eyes, which are filled with tears, he can see the pain. Let me go, take back my gift. Why should a man desire in any way to vary from the kindly race of man? See now the adjective, kindly race. So he's saying that you take back your gift. Why should a man desire in any way to be different from the kindly race of men, that is, the same race of men, or pass beyond the goal of ordinance, that is, goal of ordinance, the law of nature, that is, he must not go against the law of nature. Man is mortal and he should remain mortal, where all should pause as is most meet for all, that is, one should die, pause, die, as it is the most appropriate thing for a man. A soft air fans the cloud apart. There comes a glimpse of the dark world where I was born. Once more the old mysterious glimmer steals from thy pure brows, and from thy shoulders pure, and bosom beating with a heart renew. Thy cheeks began to redden through the gloom, thy sweet eyes brighten slowly close to mine. And then he is looking, suddenly he feels as if there is a soft breeze blowing which removes the cloud, and then he can see a glimpse of the dark world. Now the dark world means the earth where he was born. And once more, right, he is looking at Eos, right. Now when he looks at Eos, he can see the light coming from the beautiful face of the goddess. He notices the passionate heart of the goddess palpitating and her bosom heaving. He depicts a beautiful picture of the dawn, right? Now here there is a contrast between the beautiful wife and youthful wife with his own withered looks due to old age. Now this is a contrast between the world of goddess dawn and earth, right? Now the word renewed heart refers to the goddess ever fresh lasting beauty. On the other hand, Tithonus' world is full of darkness, that is, now there is no compatibility between Tithonus and the goddess. So in this in these lines he has shown a beautiful picture of morning. Now ere yet they blind the stars, that is, her sweet eyes brighten slowly close to mine, that is, she is getting ready to go on her journey. He says ere means before they blind the stars and the wild team. Now from here the wild team till flakes of fire, This is word picture, right? So now it seems as if the white horses, wild team means the white horses which love thee, that is, these horses also love her, and this desire to be yoked, that is, now they are ready to carry her in order to remove the darkness from their loosened manes and beat the twilight into flakes of fire, that is, the mane, the loose hair on the neck of a horse. It seems as if they will shake it and then the twilight will be removed, that is, the darkness will go away. Lo, ever thus thou growest beautiful in silence, then before thine answer given departest, and thy tears are on my cheek. That is, you grow beautiful in silence, and then she does not give any answer. She just leaves, and your tears are on my cheek. That is, even she is feeling sad. Now, tears can, of course, be compared to dew. Now, she is feeling pity looking at the miserable condition of Tithonus. Why will thou ever scare me with my tears, and make me tremble lest a saying learnt in days far off on that dark earth be true? The gods themselves cannot recall their gifts. So now she's saying, oh, Tithonus can look at the tears, and then he says, I tremble remembering a saying on the earth that gods themselves cannot take back their boon, and he knows that he has to remain immortal forever. me, that is poor me. With what another heart in days far off, and with what other eyes. Now he is becoming nostalgic. He says that in my youth, when he had first come to dawn this eastern horizon to live with Eos, he says, I had another heart which was young, right? And with other eyes, that is the youthful eyes, I used to watch. If I be he that watched. So he says that I used to watch her with those youthful eyes, the clear outline forming round thee. So at that time he was mesmerized looking at the working of the goddess Eos. So how she would turn into a beautiful dawn every morning. Saw the dim curls kindle into sunny rings. So he could see how the dim curls kindled into sunny rings. This is felicity of expression, that is a state of joy or happiness is being expressed. Changed with thy mystic change, and felt my blood glow with the glow that slowly crimsoned all. So now he says that when I watched you, right, and he was also filled with passion, as if he felt as if his blood also glowed with the glow that is of the goddess, and his own heart also seemed to become passionate, that slowly crimsoned all thy presence and thy portals while I lay. So now she was getting ready to go for her journey, and everything had become red, crimson, and then in her presence, so while he lay there, that is Tithonus would watch her. At that time, he says further, mouth, forehead, eyelids growing dewy, warm with kisses, balmier, that is, she would kiss him and he could feel his eyelids, mouth, forehead, they would turn moist when his beloved goddess kissed him, right? He felt, see there, whispering I knew not what of wild and sweet, like that strange song I heard Apollo sing, while Ilion like a mist rose into stars. That is, he was so much in love and passionate about Eos that he could not understand anything while she whispered some vague words, and he felt as if it was like a song which Apollo must have sung while Ilion, that is the city of Troy, rose above the ground. Yet hold me not forever in thine east. How can my nature longer mix with thine? Coldly thy rosy shadows bathe me. Cold are all thy lights. and cold my wrinkled feet upon thy glimmering thresholds when the steam floats up from those dim fields about the homes of happy man that have the power to die and grassy barrows of the happier dead. So now she says that, yet hold me not in thine ease. So he's requesting her that do not keep me here forever. Because he says that now your rosy shadows, they seem to be cold to me. Now remember, he has become old and now he has lost the youth and passion. The blood cannot be warm anymore. And he says that my wrinkled feet, they are cold. And then upon thy glimmering thresholds when the steam floats up. Now he is looking at the earth. He can imagine the earth. He says that those, when you start shining, right, down on the earth, the vapors, they rise from the dim fields of happy men. Now see here the adjective happy men. So he says that the happy men, they have the power to die. That is, Tithonus, he is feeling jealous of the people who can die after living their life. So he calls them, they are more fortunate than him because they can lie buried in their grass. That is, grassy barrows of the happier dead. They can lie under the grass after completing their life cycle. So he requests her, release me and restore me to the ground. So he says that, please free me, let me go back to the earth so that I can die. Thou seest all, thou wilt see my grave. So you are a goddess, you can see everything and you can see my grave. Thou wilt renew thy beauty morn by morn. Again parallelism. So he says that you will grow beautiful every morning. I, earth in earth, that is I being made of clay, will go back to clay, that is to earth. Forget these empty courts, that is I will not remember the place where I was living, that is the palace of Eos. Now remember, he was living a lonely life, the empty courts, and thee returning to on thy silver chariot. That is, you will go back on your chariot being pulled by horses and then continue to live and do your duty while I lay peacefully under the earth and get rid of this body of mine. Now here you will find word painting in the lines as I have already told you. So the wild team with flakes of fire. It shows the image of the lyrics in music. And felicity of expression is there. That is the state of joy or happiness are in the lines. So glorious in his beauty and thy choice, coldly thy rosy shadows bathe me. Thy cheek begins to redden through the gloom, the dim curls kindle into sunny rings. And then this poem was written originally by Tennyson as a pendant or companion piece to Ulysses after his cherished friend Arthur Hallam had died. However, this poem presents a more detached view of death and immortality. Now we all know about Tithonus, what had happened. You will be having the questions, few questions as a part of practice in the description. I hope you will understand. Do take the help of your personal notes as well. Study well.